People. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. This is not your average, typical, run-up-the-mill, mama and papa missionary blogging. This is blogging that takes you on top of the roof, under the cellar with mother hen and her little chickadees. Now, if you had any sorts of questions that the Jamaica judicial system of justice, it is a joke. And pretty much, if you have some money, have some clout, have some sorts of name recognition, you can get away with stealing billions of dollars or even taking away purses that is in the lower class. We've had a couple of references, namely SSL, namely the sentencing of Black Man Wandan. And then we see that this case that has been dragging on since June of 2022, as it pertains to that little youth, his name is Gabriel King, 9-year-old that was taken away in a Montego Bay. The mother had the phone, or the mother turned over the phone to the popo. However, there has been a back and forth seesaw between that mother, Leon Amai Issa, rich lady, and the judicial system in turning over some sorts of password or key for that iPhone in which the popo needed to investigate their case. It has been at least 4 court orders by the judges, different courts, and she has disobeyed all of them. Maybe about 2 or 3 days ago, the court ordered, finally, listen, you have to give in that key by 4 p.m. that day. She actually did. However, like the system knows, it has all sorts of loophole for rich people that are going to take advantage of that. Her lawyer again appealed that decision. However, it is said that she actually gave in the key or gave them the key. Don't know if she gave them the wrong key or whatever. Me no know, that is yet to be determined. However, the fact is that they have the key. Now, one of the stipulations, according to the judge, is that the popo or investigator, cyber investigator, is only supposed to go in the phone and take out any sorts of information pertaining to the little youth being missing, pertaining to anything that can assist or aid in investigating that case. So therefore, them can't go in there. If them see her upon her knee, them can't take out the video, them can't take out the picture. Any sorts of stuff that is not incriminating or does not assist in their investigation, they cannot use, they cannot take from the phone. Extract is the perfect word. So people, like me say, the lawyer appealed it. The phone is in the hand, the key is in. The phone has always been in the hand of the popo. And now them have the key. So therefore put the phone and the key together. I guess they should be busy searching that phone. However, people, don't be surprised if there's not some sorts of loophole, some sorts of technicality that is ruled in her favor before the popo can actually get in that phone and extract whatever information is pertinent to it. And the reason that I say this is that the judge also agreed, yes, there might be some sorts of violation of her civil rights, rights to privacy. However, the fact that the judge did agree that there was some sorts of violation, even though she said that, the fact that that little boy lost his life in such a brutal way, it would trump over anybody's civil rights or rights to privacy. However, people, again, you and I know that there is going to be some sorts of grounds for dismissal or some sorts of appeal. So people, like me say, the saga continue. She got at least 5 warnings, 5 orders from judges all over Jamaica for turn over the key. Eventually she did. Now here's the thing, and this is based on information that I am getting. Whenever you have any sorts of phone, especially one of these technical phone, these big top iPhone, you can actually go into that phone even when it is at some other place through a next phone, and you can extract, you can delete If you are any sorts of cyber expert, you can see if files were deleted, but the fact that the files were deleted and makes it no sorts of assistance to the popo, it is going to be troublesome. Based on what her lawyer said, he said that she has nothing to hide. Now people, you and I know that that is a sign of guilt whenever a person loses their son in such a way, and instead of assisting the popo, they are pretty much perverting the course of justice. So you and I know more than likely she has something to hide. Whether whatever she is hiding is still in the phone, that is yet to be determined. So I am just saying the rational thing, the right thing, the motherly instinct thing to do would have turned over the phone, assist the popo with whatever investigation they are conducting. If you know within yourself that you're innocent and you truly want justice for your son, this lady seems to do the irrational thing and do the polar opposite thing. Instead of assisting the popo to get to the bottom of this investigation, she is pretty much derailing the case. Point blank and period. Further on in the news and continuing on the theme of what the FUCK. What is the mathematical probability? What is the likely probability of this? I am speaking about an incident that took place in a place called Black River. Black River is in St. Elizabeth's, wherein 4 persons were arrested for breaking a house, call it burglary, forced entry into a house. Out of these 4 persons, 2 of them 15-year-old, 1 of them 19-year-old. Nothing is wrong with that. Sounds normal. The next person is the grandfather of one of those people, one of those picnic. 2 of those picnic are brothers. So people, watch the maths, watch the mathematical probability. 2 brothers and a grandfather of one of the child that is there. So anyway, this is the details. It is said that they went to a house, broke into the house, pretty much stripped the people of all their belongings. While they were on the prowl, the popo just happened to be passing, or maybe some sorts of nosy neighbor doing their civic duty, call 911. When the popo pull up on the spots, and for them eye and the popo eye make 4 or make 10 or 12. It is said that the occupants in the vehicle get boomy, them sped off, them took off. So in other words, a chase ensued. People, me don't know if for the blue and red light, it seems to hypnotize these criminals. It seems as if them get weak, them heart get weak, them knees start to wobble, them start to press pedal to the metal. However, them seems to always lose some sorts of control. The same can be said about this case. Them crash in a some sorts of light pole. Needless to say, the popo hole, the 2 brother them, 2 of them 15, 1 next youth 19, and the grandfather of one of those little picnic. They were taken to the Black River place of lockup and they were officially charged. Now when the popo for the area hear about this, he must say, but these youth are little picnic, them are some minor. I think that these youths still have some sorts of redemption, meaning that I am going to get them in a some sorts of program as it pertains to the military, put them in a some sorts of reform school and see if we can reform them. Do they have any sorts of redemption in them? People like me say, 2 brother, 2 little youth, 15, 1, 19, and then the grandfather. So the question I am asking is this. What is the probability? 4 people, 1 a grandfather, 2 a brother. What is a grandfather doing in any sorts of robbery? Doesn't he think that his age, he has passed that age limit where he should be out criming? People, me just say, the age of your criminal opportunity should have passed maybe when you reach 40 or so. I am not saying to thief until you reach 40, me just say. As a grandfather, this man should be in a some sorts of country, sit down on some sorts of veranda, in a some sorts of rocking chair, a drink some sorts of lemonade, and a hold him little grand pitney them. However, this man is in the big yard with him grand pitney. People, you know, see something wrong in a Jamaica. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, this is called my recommendation. If you are a man or a woman and you are criming, meaning serious crime, you are gang related, I would suggest that you keep away, refrain from being around kids. That means maybe you are not the most suitable person in the family to pick up those kids from school, whether a kindergarten, whether a primary, whether a high school. And I am not trying to bar you from your responsibilities or rights as a father, as a parent, as a guardian, to pick up your pitney. I am not saying that you are not good with kids. Me just say it is not good you being around kids. We've seen on several occasions in which father go to school for pick up them pitney, mother go to school for pick up them pitney, and the fact that they are involved in some sorts of criminal activity. They end up getting caught up. In some instance, the kids them lose them life. However, they survive. Fast forward maybe about a day or two ago in a place called Patrick City. This father was in his vehicle with his child, a little boy, 6-year-old. It seems as if he have some sort of criminal past, or maybe this is just a random case of violence, mistaken identity, which I doubt very much. It is said that some other men in some other vehicle try to block him off. For some reason, maybe he knows something that we don't know, him try to avoid him, him dilly and dally out of harm's way. Well, that is what he thought. Press pedal to the metal, sped off, take away himself. Thought he was safe. When him look back or look to the side, him realize him see all sorts of red run out of the 6-year-old. That little boy lose him life. Now people like me say, this might have been some sorts of random. The people spot a vehicle, maybe a pro box, don't know the type of vehicle, thought that it belonged to somebody that they were looking for, a target. Try to pull over that target to end that target's life. That target took away himself. However, upon them spraying the vehicle, them hit the wrong person, meaning the little youth that has nothing to do with nothing. Then again, this is Jamaica, but I doubt that he has anything to do with anything. So me just say, maybe you should take my silly advice. Keep away from kids because you are not really kid friendly. You are not kid safe. Not saying that you are supposed to continue with your criminal activity, but just should in case you decide that you want to be a crimist or you want to continue doing criminal things, maybe they should recommend that somebody else pick up the kid or somebody else keep that kid until you probably go away or until you end up in the big yard. So therefore, those children can be safe far away from you. I'm speaking about as soon as possible. Because what history has shown us is that whenever these criminal elements go for their target, whoever is in the vehicle, whoever is around is an equal opportunity target. Any and everybody can get it, including kids, including granny, including picnic on the BREAS. Point blank and period. Continuing on the theme of Say It's Not So and WTF even Wassara. There was an 8-year-old little pitney that was taken away by her neighbor. Well, he actually went by her house, took her to his house. He then commenced to jump over her fence, juke her up a couple of times. He then tried to take away himself. He kind of failed at that. However, him took away himself from the house. He would pass out because pretty much him heat up some sorts of can in some sorts of pliers and it lick him or graze him in his forehead. That man was taken to the poor place of recovery, the hospital, sorry. He was under security or poor guard. That means that the poor knows this man is a known CHILD jump over the fence type of person. Him juke up the little pitney. So therefore, he would be in the high risk category. So therefore, they would watch him with their life. Don't know if he was transferred eventually from the place of recovery to the big yard. Doubt it very much, because he was said to be badly injured. However, the news that I am getting today, a couple minutes ago, is that that man has escaped. Now, people, we should not be surprised based on the recent history of these penal institution, jail, prison, penitentiary, whatever you want to call it. It seems as if everybody is getting some sorts of get out of jail free card. It seems as if people are just walking out. It seems as if everybody get a key to exit the place. It is hard to catch them. However, it is easy for them to leave. So common sense would tell us that somebody is getting some sorts of payoff, call it bribery. Somebody is walking around the institutions with their eye wide shut. Somebody is turning a blind eye on the situation, even in serious crimes, serious criminals. So people, based on information that I am getting, this is this man's picture right here. He recently escaped. Maybe he had some sort of get out of jail free card. Maybe he knows somebody. Maybe he's linked to some sort of politician. But the fact that this man committed a brutal takeaway of a little girl while jumping over our fence, and somebody that is negligent or just corrupt allows him to just walk out, jump out, leave, take for himself. People, this tells you the very disturbing, incompetent, corrupt system that we have in Jamaica. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, it is called Hope for the Best and Expect the Worst. People, it seems as if all hope is lost as it pertains to dancehall artist Medic. We saw that her family, specifically her mother and other family members, went to the Popo station in a Constant Spring and they were protesting because of the fact that they don't feel as if they are doing the investigation as efficiently as she think it should have been done. This young lady has been missing for maybe about a month or so, don't quote me on this. Based on the circumstances in which she got missing, the fact that she was with some sorts of criminal element that is locked up for murder for the better part of a decade or so, based on the fact that he is jealous and obsessive and has a history of taking away women before, based on the fact that he was the one that called her instructor, gave her instruction that somebody's coming to pick her up for some sorts of video shoot, some sorts of session in the studio. She has been missing ever since. Normally, and not to lose any sorts of hope and be the bearer of any sorts of bad news, whenever an adult gets missing for 24 to 48 hours, usually they do not find them living. Usually they find them in the worst case possible. Now people, I don't know, I cannot pronounce anybody, but me just say, I would doubt that they will find this lady alive ever. And I am not trying to discourage the parents, family members of this lady, because like them say, behind every dark cloud is some sorts of silver lining. However, based on the information that we have presently and the fact that she has been missing for an extended amount of time, I doubt it very much that she's ever going to be found, and if found, found alive. Point blank and period. So anyways people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like this, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.